Saturday, March the 23rd. It's a pretty nice day. Finally, spring has came, but it's still just barely feeling like spring. Temperature is, I think today reached the low to middle 50s, and it's probably about 55, 56 right now. But I got all the layers of stone and gravel put down, which after I run the compactor over this, I'll probably end up needing several more layers of number 8. But I myself have not shot the laser, so I'm not really sure if where my drywell catch basin / relief valve, where I ended up setting it, it's not adjustable. Once you have the drywell in the ground and the lid on it, it's not adjustable. And just so happened on drywell number 1, the one of the truck drivers ran over my lid and busted off the factory piece. Let's go look at what drywell number 2 still has its factory lid, which is perfect if the grade ends up coming up to here, but I'm not sure that I'm going to need the grade to come up that high. So down here on number 1, since it had been broken anyway, I'm trying to develop a method of not necessarily, it can be catch basin or relief valve if it's overwhelmed, a way that's adjustable and without having to buy a new top from MBS. And the other part of this is that if you intend on driving over the dry wells, it would probably be okay for most light-duty car traffic, but in the instructions it tells you to take a piece of 4-inch PVC and you run it to the bottom of the dome lid, and it goes all the way down, and it acts as a support. So if you run over this, it's better supported. Trying to do a finished grade around this one drain pipe that got caught by a dump truck. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hand packing this whole lot. I'm just doing a little detail work around this one drywell number 1, which it's kind of an experiment. It's kind of a first round design, not knowing exactly where the grade was going to end up being. This is going to work out nice, as long as it'll withstand vehicle traffic. So I don't think I'm going to bring any more 53s in right here. I'm going to hand tamp this a little bit more, and then I'm going to go grab a load of number 8, clean number 8, and bring this grade at least right here in this corner, because yeah, it's way low. It's way low, and after I compact it, it'll even be more low. I probably still have, oh man, I'd say at least a quarter or half of the number 8s that they've already brought in here I still need to bring in, not including the pile that's sitting over there that I haven't done anything with. But hey, that's how it goes. The detail work is up to me. Now we have to deal with these, which when I did this system, I put in, instead of a coupling in these two places, I thought that I might have a need for a surface catch basin. Not sure that I really do, but I have the pipes anyway, so I mean, I could just put a cap on it and drill some holes in it and just have it just barely at the surface, which I just thought of that. I might do that. This isn't a perfect fit, but I could modify that. Hell, I already got these, so I might as well put them in. And that'll be flexible if it gets ran over. Once I get the building up, get the concrete pad in for the apron in front of the building, figure out exactly where my final grade is, then I might build a concrete square around this to make sure that it can be a catch basin. But for now, this is a good temporary to where at least I can drive over it without having to try to go in between the different things. I think maybe on the next one I might just cap it and then I'll have a trial of both to see which really works best. Yeah, today's Sunday morning, March the 24th. I want to get out here before it rains. It's supposed to rain today, anywhere from noon on. The day is just going to be a washout, so I want to try to get as much of this done as I can before the rain. I didn't get out early enough yesterday. If I would have got out this early yesterday, I would have had it done. But that's how it goes. This above grade can be ran over. I gotta pop the lid off of my drywell number 3 so I can put the pipe all the way down through. The breeze is starting to pick up. Probably start raining any minute. I'm going to have to enlarge the hole, but the idea is to take this adapter. You know, they make these so you can put a piece of pipe on here to go down to the bottom of the pit and to give it support, but I haven't found a piece of pipe that fits on here properly. So what I'm doing is I'm using I'm taking a 4-inch hole saw, I'm sawing this out to where this will fit in there, and then I'm taking this will adapt to the 4-inch thin wall, and I'm using that to go down to the bottom to give it support. And then on top I'm using that with a piece of 4-inch thin wall and a coupling, and then that's my drain. But piece of French drain pipe, fit. I put the corrugated adapter, which the thin wall fits right in, and this gives the lid support if you're planning on driving over it. See how well I measured. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. Hopefully it's the last time I have to dig this thing up. Five inches. I left the saw inside, darn it. There you go. Just like that. And that, if I need to adjust it higher, I can't really go any lower. That's about as low as I can go. But I needed to go lower than the factory one would allow. So that's my cure right there. There you go. There you go. I think that's what I'm looking for. That is a wrap. Well guys, I'm in my shop today, kind of set up a little bit of a demonstration because when I did this part of the project, I didn't have my camera on, or I don't know what happened, but I didn't get this in the video. So basically what this is whenever you install a drywell and you intend on driving over it with, you know, light traffic, cars, light trucks, and that kind of thing, the instructions for the drywell recommends that you take the dome lid and install a piece of 4-inch PVC from the bottom of the lid to a length that reaches the bottom of the drywell to give it support, which makes perfect sense. They list the type of PVC to use in the instructions, and I'm sorry, but I don't have that information with me right now, and I couldn't find a piece of PVC that actually fit the fitting on the bottom of the drywell. Now this drywell lid right now doesn't have the knockout opened up. As you can see, it's still closed. But what you want to do if you intend on having a catch basin or a relief valve, which is a good idea, because if you don't have a relief valve, which is what I'm going to call this is the NDS catch basin / relief valve. If you don't knock this out and your drywell system gets overwhelmed, then the water has nowhere to go, so it needs to be able to escape out of the top. Now you can also utilize this as a catch basin, depending on how you set up your drywell. Now, when you have this set on the drywell with it knocked out, there's no adjustment. So if you know where your grade is and you know exactly where you want to set the final grade of the lid of the drywell, this is your best option. But in my case, with my gravel driveway project, I really didn't know when I put these in exactly where the final grade was going to be. And if I would have spent a little more time and shot some lasers and did a little more research, I probably could have came up with a better idea of exactly where this needed to be. But you know, I was winging it and didn't really know, so I was guessing on the final grade position. So once I got the drywell in the ground with this NDS catch basin relief valve on top, it ended up being a little bit higher than what the final grade is going to be. So with this not being adjustable, I needed to come up with a plan on what to do. And this is what I did. Since I couldn't find a piece of PVC that would exactly fit, and the flange that they give you here is very short, and it really needs to be a little bit longer so you can put a screw through it and the pipe will stay attached to the lid. But since I couldn't find the piece of PVC, I came up with a different plan. So if you take this is French drain. They already has the holes in it. French drain thin wall sewer pipe, which isn't extremely strong, but I think it's strong enough to support the lid for this case. See, it really has nowhere to go. It won't stay on there. So what I did was I took my 4 1/8 inch hole saw, and let's saw this out. We want to get it in the center. Okay. So I sawed out the hole, Now they call it a knockout, but I don't think they've made it to where you could actually knock it out with a hammer. So with a 4 1/8 inch hole saw, I opened up this, and then I went ahead and purchased a NDS reducer, and this can be used for thin wall pipe and or corrugated pipe. This will adapt onto the corrugated flex pipe. So I take my 4-inch reducer, shouldn't try to shoot a video during business hours. Okay, sorry about that interruption. With the 4 1/8 inch hole saw, when you open up the lid, you open up the hole on the drywell lid, it's a pretty tight fit, which is a good thing. Okay, now my adapter is tight and fits in, and I have a place for the 4-inch thin wall to actually rest in. And there you go. And then this 4-inch thin wall will go all the way down to the bottom of your drywell pit and will give your lid support for light vehicle traffic. Now, you want to make sure that you use a pipe that either already has holes in it or you drill holes in it, because if your drywell fills up, the water needs to be able to escape. So this gives the drywell support. Now, back to the relief valve. Since I didn't have the exact the grade level, this was going to be way too tall. So what I came up with was something that I could adjust, which if you use a NDS, and it's called an L3P12, it's a 3-inch DWVX to 4-inch INS. So it goes from 3-inch to 4-inch thin wall. Now it's a pretty tight fit as well, which is not a bad thing. Okay, now I have my adapter on the bottom that fits the thin wall that goes down to the bottom of the drywell, and then I have the adapter on top, which I've already pre-cut a piece of thin wall, and then I set a NDS L4P05 coupling. And then inside the coupling, I have a NDS L911 white drain grate. And there you go. Now, none of this has to be glued, screwed, or permanently put in, which allows you to take it back apart and adjust it if necessary. Now, right now, where I have this set with the 5-inch piece of pipe is going to make my relief drain catch basin 7 inches above the top of the drywell. Where if I was using the factory NDS, would be about 7.5. Now, on the ones that I did, I had to make them just a little bit shorter. So I think your minimum height with the use of the coupling is going to be about 5 inches out of the drywell. If you really want to have your drywell lid close to the surface, this is what I ended up using but you can always take the grate and put it right in the top, which would give you about 2¼ inches above the dome lid for your catch basin / relief grate. But I just wanted to show this to you because I thought I had videoed the installation of my support pipe, but I didn't turn the camera on, or I'm not sure what happened. But this is what you have. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, please leave comments below. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you in a couple of days. Shouldn't try to shoot a video during business hours. Sales call. Yeah, I don't give a shit about my car's extended warranty.